for the serious gamer.
Hey, what's going on, Next Gen Tactics? It's Guns for Hire here with a battleground assessment in World at War. Seelow! Yes. I hope to God I get to use my M1A1. Am I using it? Yes, I am. Favorite weapon? Well, other than the Type 100, but you know how it goes. Alright, let's see if we can assess this and see what I was thinking. Yes. In the beginning, it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm kind of just fooling around a little bit. Takes a while. Battleground assessment, obviously, it doesn't happen right off the bat. Right off the bat, you have your positions or your sprint routes that you usually take on every particular map. I like to move away from the general mass, so I go to the farthest side of the map, because most people will just head, if they're heading for the midline, because that's where you're going to confront the enemy, you usually go for the closest spot, which is just running straight ahead. So I want to separate myself from there because I kind of want to assess the battlefield or the battleground or whatever you want to call it. But basically, I want to separate from my team and then also look to see where the little red dots are popping up. So as I begin to assess, I notice that my teammates are spawning near me, which means, ta-da, no enemy players even remotely close to me. Yes, I'm actually in the least active spot. So, in order to assess, and keep in mind, people, when you're watching these battleground assessments, it's not high kill. I'm not showing you special routes. I'm trying to interpret the battlefield for you so that when you're playing, you can interpret it and go on the fly. And normally I'd be a lot more active than this. But I'm trying to position myself in areas where I can actually, assess something and say, okay, this is why I did this. This is why I looked here. Now, obviously, I'm looking this way. Even though there is action on the other side, my teammates, I keep checking behind, actually where our original spawn area was, because oh boy, that was close. And that's exactly why I was checking back there. My entire team is on the other side, and even if there are some stragglers, some enemy stragglers, my team keeps pushing, which seemingly they are. The enemy's going to spawn where we originally spawned. Oh my god, pull out your handgun. Damn it, guns? It's way too close. Yes. Oh, there we go. Too busy picking up weapons off the dead people. Is he still there? Oh, let's put an entire clip into the air and not hit anything. Come on. Come on. You can do it, guns. Alright, so obviously my team's starting to push this way. Need to separate from them. It's important to understand battleground assessment too, because that will allow you to actually get more kills. It'll also allow you and help your team to sort of control the situation, because if you're all pushing to one, and it keeps the action sort of going, and it keeps the momentum of your team going as well. You want to be able to, if your team's pushing and obliterating them, and they're doing a good job, go in the opposite direction. Stay away from your team. And that way, what's going to happen is the enemy typically, and this is why, because they do the same thing. Usually everyone rushes for the red dots. But the problem is, if your team, most of your team, like 5 out of 6 of them, are successful in pushing forward. I mean, it's not happening so much here, but here you can see them. They're obviously spawning behind. And I'm not sure if all of them are spawning behind, but there's a good portion of them. And they should be coming forward more and more. This is a big map, so it's a very difficult one to read. It's not the easiest. They could spawn in multiple areas and not necessarily on the total opposite side of the map, because I'm not exactly sure how the programmers designed this, whether to keep the action sort of constantly going. And if that's the case, they may not necessarily make them spawn on the, extreme ends, because that would be kind of boring. I mean, a map like this is so big that if they did that, you would likely not get a tremendous amount of action all the time. And obviously, even though these guys they're still in here, and it seems that the only thing I've gotten were stragglers, which is why now I'm starting to push in here. I'm like, all right, maybe they're continuing to spawn in here. Maybe the computer, you know what I mean? Megatron must be stopped. The spawn system is probably keeping them in here. But it seems now, for whatever reason... Oh no, there they are. I was going to say, I thought maybe now they finally are spawning on the other side, but I think there's still some people here. Or perhaps that was just some guy that was camping and scared and peeing in his pants. Alright, teammates dying. Yeah, it's hard to know. I think maybe because of the size of the map, what's happening is my team is at one point was sort of centrally located, which is the reason why I was likely getting some kills on the far side, our original spawn side, and there were also people. Oh my god, I don't think this is a good idea. No guns. Put it down. Put it down. Walk away from the sniper weapon. Oh, now we need to get something. Go get a gun. Go get a gun. But anyway, as I was saying, because of the size, I think what's happening is the team, because my team's sort of in the middle, that's alright, I like handguns, is in the middle, there's probably a mix of spawning of the enemy players on both ends, because there's no way that my team would have stopped pushing forward unless there was actually people there. But as you could see, when I pulled back to our original spawn area, there were actually people spawning back there. But it didn't seem to be a lot, because there should have been a lot more where I was before, like when I was down in this area before, and there wasn't. So it seems now that my team, since they're sort of located more in the extreme end, I think now we're all of a sudden getting spawning. But again, this kind of counteracts my sort of thought on the spawn system, which is kind of retarded. But hey, let's make them go on the extreme ends and make guns for hire look like an idiot. Although I do a good enough job on my own, right? You know what I mean? Come on. Oh! Are you still alive? You still alive? Come on. Shoot him in the face. Damn it! Come on, guns. Hold it together. Reload. Alright, so obviously, when there's a UAV, it's pretty safe to determine... Oh, it's pretty safe to determine where they are. And you want to... Again, I don't know what my team's doing. Like, are they taking their sweet-ass time? Like, they're all sitting back there, like... Seriously? Yeah, here's some spraying. It was blind spraying. Leading into the shot. That's what I was doing. I was leading into it. Just spraying, coming around the corner. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, look at this. Shh. Fish in a barrel. Alright. So, I think it's probably a good idea for me to get out of here, especially if I'm going to want kills, because my teammates are already sort of pushing up. I don't know what they were doing before, taking their sweet-ass time. This is an LMG, by the way, for those of you that don't play World at War. Although if you don't, you likely are not watching this video, because it's a bit of an older game. Oh, I think they're on the far side. Yes, I do. And I'm not saying like the other end again. I'm talking just sort of across the one side of the map, not extreme ends. Type 100. What is this, the MG? Is it the MG or FG? I think it's the MG. Anyway. Uh-oh. There we go. Underground. They don't like the doggies. When you get dogs, it is absolutely time to move. It is time to actually go after these guys, because they hear dogs, they're going to start taking, no matter what, you have to start taking somewhat of a defensive position, because those dogs will chew your balls off. If you do not sort of back yourself up into a defensive position, those dogs come very, very quickly. So you need to be able to protect yourself. I find knifing is probably the best. You usually don't want to shoot them because you don't want to waste ammo, number one. And number two, you don't want to give away your position. Again, I don't really know what's going on or what my teammates are thinking. Like, there's a bazillion of them back there. Maybe they're getting 1 or 2 kills. But it seems pretty damn obvious that the enemy players are at this end. You know what I mean? They're all over the other end. There's red dots. You can see them on this side, even if you were watching the map. And for whatever reason, my teammates are sitting back there with their thumbs up their asses. I really don't get it. I don't understand. Maybe they should watch this video and sort of clue in. There's one dude on my team that's actually pushing forward, and he's the only one that actually has a clue about what's going on and how to actually find the enemy. He's down at the far end there. Now they're coming here. I think the spawn system's pushing them up. They're like, hey, dumbass, get up here. Although I don't know how they're dying. Maybe there's a lone ranger down at the other end. Come on. There we are. Uh-oh. Spray guns, spray. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Guns for Hire. Peace.